Welcome to the second part of my From Glory to Go human tutorial. I'm Crystalgate. Today I'm going to make a clearing army and do some minor clearing as well. Before you mass infantry, try to get 3 academies. That is what you need to make your infantry start at level 2. You will eventually want 8 academies so they can start at level 3. Connectors do increase unit travel speed, so building roads can be useful. Don't do that until you have a surplus of effort though. If you did pick up excessive automation, try to build 2 warehouses on the ship. 2 warehouses will offset the downside of excessive automation.
We're under attack.
If you have an excess of ore, you can never go wrong with Lancer teams. They can complement pretty much any unit composition.
On my way.
I'm first going to make a mixed army. This is not recommended, but the mixed army will serve as a control.
What's your back?
The Avengers will tank, the Flamers will provide some aura effect, and the Troopers and Lancers will provide rage support. That's the theory at least.
Let's go, brother. Cover me! Let's go.
Let's see what happens.
We're under attack.
The Flamers don't get to operate on full effect because the Avengers blocks the enemies from getting close to the Flamers. The Troopers provide some extra DPS, but extra Avengers would be cheaper and more efficient. The Lancers do their job though.
Orders. On my way. Cover me. On my way.
We're under attack.
You got it. On my way. On my way. Cover me. On my way. Watch your back. Copy. Attack. On my way.
Here's another go, but with the same result.
Cover me. On my way. On my way.
Let's now try with mass troopers. I will still use lancers as support. I will spend the ore that I have. Time to see what mass troopers can do.
We're under attack.
They are so far less efficient than the mixed army. They have relative low damage per second and are fragile. They are ranged, but the existence of lancers makes that less of an advantage than it used to be.
On my way. On my way. You got it. Affirmative. Let's go.
We're under attack.
The troopers are doing better now though, because they are in higher number. The troopers needs numbers more than any other human unit. Also note that I'm using a captain that gives bonus attack speed to troopers and nothing else.
You got it. On my way. You got it. On my way. On my way. You got
I
it.
will also show how to handle the second wave.
Let's go. On my way.
We're under attack.
Let's go. On my way. You got it.
Two cannon turrets will handle the second wave.
You got it. Let's go.
Don't forget about energy though. Also, do get something that can intercept the
On my way.
flappers.
Let's go.
If you don't think you have enough energy, disable the robotics. Let's give the Avengers a go now.
Let's go. You got it. On my way.
The Avengers are far cheaper than the troopers, especially when it comes to crystals. If you use Avengers, you will be able to build far more ship parts than with any other clearing army.
On my way.
We're under attack.
The Avengers are far more effective than the troopers and the mixed army. They don't stop though and will continue wandering into enemy territory. This is their main weakness. Let the Avengers walk a bit into the enemy territory and then pull all of them back at the same time. You're hoping for the Lancers to shoot down the pursuing army. Speaking of Lancers, the addition of them has greatly boosted the power of Avengers armies.
You got it. Let's go. You got it. On my way.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Don't be afraid to move command the Lancers closer to the front line. As long as they don't actually take the front line, they should be fine. This was far more efficient than with the troopers. I have far more Avengers and far more time left.
On my way.
With Avengers, you need neither cannons nor walls to defeat the second wave.
Affirmative. Go, go, go! Move. Affirmative. Let's go.
The Avengers eats the wave quite efficiently. Most of the damage I've taken comes from the lava. Avengers can handle at least the first 4 waves. Now for Flamers. The Flamers are very crystal expensive. I do not recommend them unless you have a good start in regards to crystals. If you choose the Pyromaniac as a hero and you got a bad start in regards to crystals. Tough luck. The Flamers are slower at clearing than the Avengers. They do not, however, have the weakness of easily being pulled into the enemy territory.
Affirmative. Immediately. On my way. Orders received.
Now that I have the numbers, the Flamers are more effective. It's time to see if the Flamers can handle the wave as well as Avengers can.
Immediately.
They can, at least for the second wave. Flamers are also a unit that was greatly boosted by the existence of Lancer teams. Finally, I'm going to use the Electro cyborg. I'm not gonna use the commando because that's specific to the Admiral, and I want to stick to universal units for now. There are also variants of the troopers I haven't covered yet. I recommend against using mortars, grenadiers, and reclaimed.
On my way.
I also don't recommend the standard cyborg or the anti-air cyborg. The ice troop and the liquefier doesn't change the strategy significantly. The Electro cyborg is far more expensive than the
We're
other,
under attack.
but they make up for it in power. I recommend a luckier ore start though. If you do get a lot of ore and very little crystals, Lancers plus Electro cyborgs are the way to go. I did not actually need to use infantry units. I could have gone straight for walkers. That is often a viable choice, and often what you want to do. You don't need to build academies if you skip infantries.
On my way. On my way.
We're under attack.
Electro cyborgs and Lancers are great, Their only weakness is their ore cost. The Electro cyborg can also stand behind walls when facing waves. I do think I had enough firepower to face the wave head on though. Now there are other ways to combine your army, and I can't show off all of them, so here are some guidelines. First off, whichever unit has the shortest range has to be in a high quantity. The reason for that is simple. The unit with the shortest range will be in front and take almost all of the enemy fire. It's, for example, not a good idea to just build a few reclaimed or Avengers to act like tanks. They will be able to handle early expansion, but when you come to tougher enemies, they are just going to die. Likewise, if you make 20 commandos and have 6 or so troopers, you cannot just let the troopers go with the commandos. The troopers will take all the enemy fire and just die. Generally speaking, whichever unit has the shortest range should be the unit produced in greatest number. Second, ranged units who have other units with shorter range in front of them loses their advantage unless the range difference is really big. The reason for this is simple. The unit with a shorter range ends up running in front of the unit with the longer range. The unit with a longer range then don't really get to fire until the enemy is also in the range of the unit with a shorter range. You can fix this problem somewhat by micromanaging the units, but that's hard to do unless the range difference is great. As such, troopers are poor at supporting Avengers. Commandos can support Avengers somewhat, but not troopers. Lancers can support both Avengers and troopers, but not commandos very well. Finally, try to get both single target damage and area of effect. Area of effect clears faster, while single target is more important for survival. What kills your army is usually not a horde of treasures. It's the bigger and stronger enemies. That said, single target units who aren't lancers can usually handle clearing just fine on their own without needing area of effect support. They will just clear significantly slower. And that will be it for today's episode. Next episode, more economy and maybe some walkers as well.